everyone, happy August. July felt like it went by really fast. I can't believe we're already in August. I also can't believe the event we're getting this month, but before I tackle that, let's go ahead and go over the changes in meta for the month. So I've tweaked my categorization criteria just a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the full rundown. I feel like although tier lists with only HP and attack have their uses, I don't feel like they're applicable to exams at all. So I've created multiple tier lists to try and be as comprehensive as possible. This is how I do my categorization and rankings for my tier lists. S-rank cards are mono-element cards with advantages that are ready to go right off the bat. A-rank cards have the potential to be mono-element units, but you need to build them a little first. B-rank cards have one element advantage over the enemy, but for their other spell, it's either the same spell as the enemy or void, there's no disadvantage. C-rank cards are one of the following. Same as enemy/void, enemy spell, void, or advantage/disadvantage. D-rank cards have one element disadvantage as a default, and then either have the same element as enemies or void. But their spell 3 is viable, so these cards can be built to do exams, but they're gonna need some work. This rank is specifically for SSR cards, by the way. F-rank cards have advantage/disadvantage, and there's no spell 3 to make them more viable. X-rank cards have the same spell type as the enemy and then a disadvantage. These are cards I really don't recommend bringing into exams under any circumstance, but they may be your only option if you're just starting out, so I figured I'd include this as a thing, although I don't think you should bring them into battle. I don't include D through X ranking cards in my tier list, but I wanted to tell you guys what those are just so you have a better picture of why certain cards get excluded and all that. And also, they do exist, so just so you guys kind of know what I mean when I say D rank or whatever. Starting off with floor exams, here are my tier lists. For top 10 HP, we have Pop Music Club Lilia, Soomsitter Kaleem, Dorm Uniform Silver, Soomsitter Leona, Dorm Idia, Bloom Deuce, Birthday Jacket Vil, Lion Garb Leona, Dorm Epple, and Bloom Kate. Over for top 10 in attack, we have Dorm Riddle, Camp Vargas Trey, Dorm Leona, Suitor Suit Ace, Pop Music Club Kate, Science Club Rook, Dorm Malleus, Dorm Rook, Rabbit Wear Deuce, and Dorm Jack. Over for water exams, top 10 HP are Dorm Uniform Silver, Silkadorn Jamil, Soomsitter Leona, Dorm Trey, Birthday Bloom Deuce, Birthday Jacket Vil, Club Floyd, Masquerade Malleus, Birthday Boy Ortho, and Silkadorn Vil. Top 10 attack are Camp Vargas Trey, General's Armor Lilia, Basketball Jersey Ace, Dorm Leona, Suitor Suit Ace, Pop Music Club Kate, Camp Vargas Ruggie, Dorm Malleus, Dorm Rook, and Apple Boa Apple. And finally, fire exams. Top 10 HP are Pop Music Club Lilia, Soomsitter Kaleem, Silkadorn Jamil, Dorm Idia, Dorm Trey, Lion Garb Leona, Basketball Jersey Floyd, Dorm Epple, Bloom Kate, and Birthday Boy Ace. Top 10 attack are Dorm Riddle, Camp Vargas Trey, General's Armor Lilia, Basketball Jersey Ace, Suitor Suit Ace, Science Club Rook, Camp Vargas Ruggie, Dorm Malleus, Apple Boa Apple, and Bloom Silver. The rest of my tier lists haven't changed. SSR stats are still what they were last month, SRs are the same too, and so are rares. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about this month's schedule. In the beginning of the month, we have a rerun of Glorious Masquerade, and this time we're getting Council Robes Rollo. I have it written as President's Uniform, just as a heads up. In the middle of the month, we have Bloom Birthday Ortho, and finally, towards the end of the month, we have Spelldrive Uniform Ruggie and Birthday Bloom Riddle. So I have a full video on the Glorious Masquerade event cards, link will be in the iCard and in the description. I haven't reported on Rollo yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that here. So before I even go into stats and stuff, this Rollo card is extremely special. His vignette is fully voiced and he has 4 buddies, technically speaking. The Rollo bias is truly showing, which honestly I think is low-key funny. The JP side of the fandom absolutely adores him, so the special treatment makes sense. But let's be real here, Kai Guy fans would jump him in a Denny's parking lot. We see little Mr. Turfbangs and we will throw him in a dumpster. Obviously it's not everyone. I consider myself a part of the JP fandom more than EN, but I still don't like Rollo all that much. I mean, I'm glad he beat the racism allegations, but I still think he's meh. I'm sorry your brother died, but instead of destroying magic, have you perhaps thought of going to therapy? Men will literally do anything before even considering that they may need to see therapists. But anyways, my thoughts on him aside, let's go into his card information. Rollo is an SSR attack unit, his max HP is 10,267, and his max attack is 6,820. Little Bitch Boy's HP is more on par with the all cards average, but his attack is way above not just the all cards average, but the SSR average too. His spell 1 is Flame Blast, his spell 2 is Fire Shot 2 and later Flame Blast 2, and his spell 3 is Fire Shot 2. So let's talk about where Rollo ranks when it comes to exams. He's S tier for Flora exams, C for Fire, and unranked for Water because he's literally one of the worst cards you could use in a Water exam. For skills, he's got Power Boost and Fire Boost. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor Power Boost to caster for 1 turn. At level 5, it's Modest, and at level 10, it maxes out at Major. On spell 3, he starts off with a Modest Fire Boost to caster for 1 turn. At level 5, it's Major, and at level 10, it's Tremendous. Like, yeah, even his skills are super special compared to other cards. I think he's, like, either the only one, or one of the very few cards that goes above Major. His duo magic partner is Grim. I don't know if Grim gives him any stat boost. Oh my god. I thought I wrote down this information. Like, I thought when Rollo came out, I wrote everything down in my spreadsheet, and I was just waiting to get, like, buddy information. And then I went to go put this into my autofill, like, docs section of my, spreadsheet, and there was nothing on Rollo, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought I wrote this down. So I had to go and get the information for this card from the wiki, because I guess I just didn't write it down. I guess I hallucinated it. They didn't list Grim as giving Rollo, like, any boosts, so I don't think he does, but I'm gonna be 100% honest, I do not know. His other buddies are Azul and Idia, who both give him a minor HP boost, and Malleus, who gives him a minor HP boost and power boost. In order to groovy Rollo, you'll need to get him to power level 40 and vignette level 3. Grooving doesn't use up any Thalmarks, but it will cost 5 Bell Candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 12 SSR Awakening Perfume. Now we got spells. Each spell needs 351 notepads, 253 textbooks, 111 grimoires, and 318,000 Thalmarks individually. But because he's mono fire, he needs all red books, so in total, if you want to max out all his spells, it will cost 1,053 red notepads, 759 red textbooks, and 333 red grimoires. In total, it costs 954,000 Thalmarks. So yeah, hope you have a lot of red books lying around. So alternatives for Rollo. We can actually come pretty close to him, but admittedly there's no straight up dupes, which doesn't really surprise me because he's the special boy apparently. My suggestions for alternate units are Dorm Uniform Riddle as our spell match option since he's also mono fire and has Azul as a buddy. Halloween Costume Silver since he has power boost and can be mono fire. Halloween Malleus because again, mono fire and he has something similar to a power boost. And Masquerade Ruggie since he's mono fire and like Malleus has something that can easily sub in for a power boost. This Rollo is unfortunately very useful. He's gonna be a massive help to any team doing Flora exams because he's mono fire and has a fire damage boost. Although honestly, he's great against any Flora enemy, but I think when it comes to putting him in teams, I would say don't bank on his duo magic. While it's nice he has 4 buddies, unless your Grim cards are fully built and are like a good choice for the battle, I think Rollo's duo magic is just kind of a dud since it's with Grim. But regardless, if you need extra firepower, pun intended, for Flora exams, Rollo is gonna be great for you. Ortho is an SSR attack unit. His max HP is 10,707 and his max attack is 6,528. Ortho's stats are decent. He's below average when looking at SSR HP, but he's above the all cards average. For attack, he's above average in both categories. His spell 1 is Aqua Wave. His spell 2 is Leaf Shot 2 and later Force Strike 2, and his spell 3 is Void Shot 2. When it comes to rankings, he's D for Flora exams, C for Fire exams, and B for Water exams. For skills, he's got Resistance, Curse, and Damage Boost. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor Resistance to caster for 1 turn. At level 5, it's for 3 turns, and that's where it maxes out. On spell 3, he starts off with a modest Curse on foes for 2 turns. At level 5, it's Major, and at level 10, he gains a minor damage boost to caster for 1 turn. His duo magic partner is Sebek with a minor HP boost. His other buddies are Jack with a modest power boost and Epple who gives him a minor HP boost. In order to groovy Ortho, you'll need to get him power level 40 and vignette level 3. Grooving doesn't use Thalmarks, it costs 5 soul candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 12 SSR Awakening Perfumes. Each uncap costs 3 perfumes, so the more copies you get, the less perfumes you'll be using. Now we got spells. Each spell needs 351 notepads, 253 textbooks, 111 grimoires, and 380,000 Thalmarks individually. Spell 1 needs blue items, Spell 2 needs green, and Spell 3 needs red. In total, that's gonna cost 954,000 Thalmarks. So, dupe time. That's right, we got a unit that's like super close to being a dupe. If you don't manage to pull for Ortho, or if you're just shopping around for options, I would suggest Birthday Jacket Jamil since really, his only differences are his skills and one buddy. Everything else is the same. Birthday Boy Vil is another solid SSR option with that resistance. Apprentice Chef Kaleem as a budget resistance unit, and Masquerade Silver as our R budget option. Ortho's combination of resistance and curse is going to be very useful. Stats-wise, he's not really, like, the strongest or has super high HP, so really, he's just gonna be for teams that need a little extra help getting through some tough battles. Riddle is an SSR balance unit. His max HP is 12,201, and his max attack is 5,870. His stats are super solid. He's right at the SSR averages, basically. His HP is a little above and attack a little below, but frankly, I don't think it matters all that much. He's just average. His spell 1 is Aqua Wave, his spell 2 is Fire Shot 2 and later Flame Blast 2, and his spell 3 is Void Shot 2. Riddle's a C tier unit for floor exams, B tier for fire, and D tier for water. For skills, he's got Damage Boost and Damage Cut. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor damage boost to cast it for 1 turn. At level 5, it's modest, and at level 10, it maxes out at major. On spell 3, he starts off with a minor damage cut to foe for 1 turn. At level 5, it's modest, and at level 10, it's major. So both skills scale the exact same way. His dual magic partner is Vil, who gives a modest HP boost. His other buddies are Jamil and Lilia, both with a minor power boost. In order to groovy Riddle, you'll need to get into power level 40 if it at level 3. Grooving doesn't use up any thou marks, but it will cost 5 rose candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 12 SSR awakening perfumes. How many you use depends on how many copies of him you pull. Now we got spells. Each spell needs 351 notepads, 253 textbooks, 111 grimoires, and 380,000 thou marks each. Spell 1 needs red items, spell 2 needs green, and spell 3 needs gray. In total, it'll cost 954,000 thou marks. My suggestions for alternatives to this riddle are Birthday Boy Leona as our spell match option, Bloom Birthday Silver as a sort of skill match option, and also he does have the same elements spells too, they're just jumbled up, Labware Malleus as our SR budget option, and last but not least, School Uniform Jamil as our rare budget option. This riddle card isn't bad by any stretch. I don't believe in bad cards anyways, but to be honest, this riddle isn't anything to write home about. He's solid, but his skills are basic and his stats aren't the best nor the worst. He's just kind of there. I would say maybe he'd be good as a support, for lack of a better term, for a Vil card, but no Vil cards as of now have dual magic with Riddle, so honestly, I don't really know what to say about this riddle. He's adorable, I guess? Ruggie is an SSR defense unit. His max HP is 13,821, and his max attack is 5,256. His HP is way above the SSR and all cards averages. His attack is below, but it's basically at the all cards average. It's only a little bit over. Like Riddle, I don't think it really matters. His spell 1 is Flame Blast, his spell 2 is Void Shot 2 and later Zero Ray 2, and his spell 3 is Fleece Shot 2. When it comes to exams, Ruggie's a B for floor exams, C for fire, and D for water. For skills, he's got Nullify Curse, Power Drain, Damage Cut, and HP Restoration. Yeah, he has an insanely good skills lineup. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a Nullify Curse to caster for 1 turn. At level 5, it applies to allies, and at level 10, he gains a minor power drain on foes for 1 turn. On spell 3, he starts off with a minor damage cut to foe for 1 turn. At level 5, it's modest, and it maxes out there. And at level 10, he gets a tiny HP restoration. I'm not sure for how many turns, I'm assuming for 1, but I don't really know. Like every other club card, Ruggie has no vignette, he has furniture instead. When you pull him, you can get his club uniform on a mannequin. At episode level 1, you get a sports bag. Level 2 is a special frame, and level 3 is Ruggie's training set. His dual magic partner is Leona, who gives him a modest HP boost. His other buddies are Ortho with a minor HP boost, and Apple, who gives him a minor power boost. Alright, so let's talk about building, starting with the basics. In order to groovy Ruggie, you'll need to get him to power level 40 if at level 3. Grooving will cost 5 hyena candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 12 SSR awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 3 perfumes, so the more copies you get, the less perfumes you'll be using. Now we got spells. Each spell needs 351 notepads, 253 textbooks, 111 grimoires, and 318,000 thou marks. Spell 1 needs red items, spell 2 needs gray items, and spell 3 needs green. In total, this is going to cost 954,000 thou marks. So just to start off the alternative unit section, Nullify Curse, as of me writing this in June 2024, is an SSR exclusive skill, so budget options for Ruggie are mostly elements and then some skill matching, so if you want him mostly for that, you're gonna have to look at SSR options to replace him. My recommendations for alternative units are Birthday Bloom Apple as our spell match option, Masquerade Malleus as a sort of skill match option, Labware Silver as our SR budget option, and finally we have Tropical Wear Jack as our R budget option. Ruggie is gonna be a super solid healer and debuffer for your teams. Like, he's gonna lift curse and then heal you. I usually don't like recommending teams, but I will say this card would go very well with Tamashina Leona. I have no idea if those cards will be out around the same time. Again, I'm writing this and making this, like, extremely in advance, but they would be a killer combo for extremely difficult battles. I mean, Ruggie's gonna be great anyways, but I have that Leona, so that's the first thing that came to my mind. But to focus on Ruggie, he'll be good with teams that need a healer and some help against Curse. And those are our new cards for the month. I hope you guys are excited. I'm kind of concerned with Glorious Masquerade getting reran this early. I hope it doesn't mean Stage and Playful Land will be happening in September, and then we get a simul drop Halloween event with JP, but I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. But not gonna lie, I am a little scared. Not gonna lie, just a little scared. Thank you everyone for watching, and a very special thank you to my channel members and Twitch subs. Your support helps me to continue to make these videos. If you'd like early access to my videos, consider becoming a channel member. Patrons and Ko-fi members can get my scripts early before I record them. I livestream over on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see y'all later.